Hey guys, today we're going to talk about everything you need to know about Tunic. So Tunic is a game where you play as a fox. It looks kind of like a Zelda game. So if you're a fan of The Legend of Zelda, I'd be looking out for this game. So you have 3 slots to put items in. So right now you got a stick. In this game, every kind of text, sign, direction, anything will be in this made-up language that you won't even know what it is. So the beauty of this game is you don't need to know anything. Like, you don't need to know any directions, you don't need to know where to go. It will tell you on its own way. There will be some cases where you do generally know where to go with certain symbols or something, but you won't know it in actual words. So at first the enemies are pretty weak, they get 2 hit by a stick, but as you grow and further into the game, the enemies change very much. They get harder, there's bosses that you'll have to fight. Some enemies can counter your attacks, some enemies guard or do certain things. And then there will be these statues that you come across, and these are your respawn points. So when you die, you can respawn here. And notice that you have 2 hearts. But these aren't just one hit, 1 heart gone. Some enemies do less than 1 heart of damage, some enemies do more than 1 heart of damage. So you have to be careful. It's almost kind of like a Dark Souls-ish game, because you have such little health, and some enemies do quite a lot of damage, so you have to be very careful. In fighting, you can use your attacks, obviously, where you can dodge roll, which is very helpful for dodging attacks, getting behind the enemy, and just moving around quickly in the map. You will also get a shield that you can use to block damage later in the game. Well, it's not that much later, but in the beginning you won't have a shield. And notice that those little trees that look like kind of shrubs, you can't hit those with a stick, so you couldn't progress past that way with the stick you had. But with a sword, you can actually hit those and progress through that way with the sword once you progress through the game. So there is some type of currency or valuable thing that enemies drop. I'm not quite sure what it could be used for, because I don't think there are any shops. When he collects them, there is a circle that goes around that fills up as the more he collects. So that might be something that gives him an extra life, possibly. Maybe there is some type of shop that you can use to buy items, but I doubt it in this kind of game. So in those 2 signs over there, one said there's a sword or there's a weapon or something. So you know that if you go this way, you're gonna collect some type of weapon or maybe fight something. So these symbols will help you, even though you can't read. The symbols can help you get along. So now you've got a sword, so you can cut those bushes or shrubs down. So if you wanted to, you could go back to the beginning and actually cut those shrubs down that you couldn't before. The sword, of course, does more damage than a stick, but there will be also much harder and more difficult enemies to fight. So with more power comes more responsibility. So now this previously not unlocked area can be swiped through with the sword. So here's a spider, which does quite a lot of damage actually. So you have to be aware, you have to dodge or leap around or something, because spiders are very fast. So now you get the shield, and this will allow you to block using your right trigger. So you have to be very careful of what you fill up your 3 item slots with, because you only have 3. So far in the game, you don't really have any choices. But when you move further, that's when you'll have to pick and choose what kind of weapons or potions or something you would want there. So when you die, you respawn at the altar, the statue. You can actually go and recollect your gold that you dropped when you died. So this currency that is collecting must be very valuable, because you can actually go and recollect it when you die. Just make sure you go back to where you died. So there's also some kind of they're not puzzles, but they're just you have to lift up a certain door, kill all the enemies, and then lift up this ladder or something. But I bet there will be some type of more puzzle type thing later on. So when multiple enemies come, it can get hard to beat all of them at once without them hurting you, especially when there's ranged ones and melee ones. So you have to dodge, block, and kill them before they kill you. So make sure you have everything equipped before you go into battle, otherwise you'll have to frantically equip it while you're in battle and while enemies are swinging at you, and try not to die at the same time. So there are bosses in this game that deal heavy damage. I assume they'll have some type of weakness that you have to look out for, but in this case, it's just too hard. Alright, so this game looks very good, like a really good Zelda game, but not quite Zelda. But I'm very much looking forward to this game. I love RPGs, so tell me down in the comments below what you think of this game, and thank you guys for watching.